In Chapter 3 of To Kill a Mockingbird, we're on the playground, where Scout takes her frustrations out on Walter Cunningham. Jem stops her because Walter is the son of a man that Atticus defended in court. He invites Walter to join him and Scout for lunch at their house. At the Finch House, Walter holds his own in a discussion of farming with Atticus. While they eat, Scout condescendingly asks Walter why he's pouring syrup on his food. When Calpurnia tells her that's no way to treat a guest, Scout responds that he's just a Cunningham. Calpurnia scolds her and sends her to the kitchen to eat alone. As the boys head back to school, Scout stays behind to seek comfort from Atticus. She tells him Calpurnia likes Jem better and asks Atticus to fire her. Atticus informs Scout he has no intention of firing Calpurnia, that the family wouldn't survive without her. When Scout returns to school, Miss Caroline panics after she spots lice on a student's head. She asks the student, Burris Ewell, to go home and treat it so that he doesn't infect the class. Burris laughs at her suggestion, telling her he has no intention of coming back. One of the older students tells her Ewells only attend the first day of school to avoid getting into trouble with the truancy officer. When Miss Caroline asks Burris to sit down, he shouts vile insults at her, eventually driving her to tears. Scout is feeling depressed about the day's events, but she's pleasantly surprised by Calpurnia's kindness when she returns home. She assumes it's Calpurnia's way of apologizing for being so hard on her. After supper, Atticus asks her to read with him, but Scout tells him Miss Caroline told her not to. Scout asks if she can be like Burris Ewell and just go to school the first day and not go back. Atticus explains that the Ewells are a special case. People feel so bad for the children they allow the father, Bob Ewell, to hunt outside hunting season. But everyone else has to live inside the law. That's why, Atticus argues, Scout must continue to go to school. In the end, Atticus strikes a deal with Scout. She'll continue going to school, and they'll continue reading at night, just as they always have. It may have been Scout's first day of school, but she learns the most outside of class. For instance, when she treats Walter Cunningham poorly, Calpurnia points out that everyone deserves respect, regardless of social class. Scout's first day in the classroom begins her exposure to just how socially divided Maycomb is. Maycomb's social division becomes even more apparent in the incident with Burris Ewell. His behavior toward Miss Caroline foreshadows the kind of interactions one can expect from the Ewells. Later in the book, particularly during the trial, it becomes clear just how backward they are. In Chapter 3, Atticus's appreciation of Calpurnia is also made clear. It's already evident that Atticus is a loving father. This chapter provides insight into his attitude towards race.